Welcome friends, welcome back to After Dark. And today we're going to do a cocktail called El Presidente. And we're going to do it two ways. The first way we're going to do it is as it was published in 1915 in a cocktail manual in Havana. We start out with some orange liqueur. We give it 2 to 3 drops of Angostura, 1 bar spoon of grenadine. So this is our homemade grenadine. Put that in. An orange twist goes into the stirring glass. 2 ounces of Dolin white. And then it asks for light Cuban rum. So I've got a couple of options because I live in Canada. If you live somewhere that Cuban rum isn't available, Bacardi would work just fine. Okay, now we stir this with ice. Okay. Dump the ice out of the glass, and we pour it in. And it says to finish with a cherry. El Presidente cocktail number 2 is from 1929, also from a cocktail book published in Havana. And it starts out with a little bit of grenadine, and then a 1/2 ounce of Dolin, and then 1.5 ounces of light Cuban rum. Get some ice and a stir. Okay, so we ditch the ice out of our cocktail glass. Strain. And this one gets a twist of orange. And I'm just going to run it around the rim just to see if I can get a little bit of that orange flavor. Drops in, and it also gets a cherry. So in goes the cherry. And so there you have 2 versions of the El Presidente rum cocktail. Okay, so these cocktails are almost completely different. I mean, they both have rum, they both have grenadine, they both have a cherry, and they both have white vermouth. But the proportions are completely different, and I don't know what to think. Let me try them. Sharp, very sharp. The rum isn't even there. The rum is way in the background. Most of what I can taste is the Dolin, which is because it's most of the mixture. And not very sweet at all, at all. Completely different cocktail. Rum forward, vermouth way in the background. In both cases, there's very little sweet. There's nothing in there sweet to sort of balance out the alcohol, and there's no bitter to sort of bring it all together. That's something that I'm really missing from both of these cocktails, is a bitter component. I wonder if a couple dashes of orange bitters would really sort of knock that out of the park. I don't know that the Angostura is really doing what it needs to do. I don't think that it's forward enough. I might add some orange bitters on top of the Angostura just to kind of round it out. I don't know. Going back to it though, and this is something I find kind of odd. If you watch the episode where I did the whiskey cocktail and then the improved whiskey cocktail, which incidentally had 14 years between them, and these also have 14 years between them, but the whiskey cocktail and the improved whiskey cocktail went from simple to complicated, and I liked the simple version. This went from complicated to simple, and I like the complicated version. Definitely like the complicated version. Although the simplified version has got something going for it too. But I would not consider these the same cocktail. They're called the same cocktail and they follow the same pattern. And if you look at the recipes from 1915 to 1929, and there's 4 or 5 in the middle, you can see how they continually simplified the recipe to make it something easier to make probably at the bar, something that was cheaper to make at the bar. So they're the same cocktail, they're from the same family, but they're completely different. And I think if I was expecting this one and I got this one, I'd be disappointed. And if I was expecting this one and I got this one, I would be disappointed. Completely different. I think you should try them. I think you should try these cocktails and compare them and see what you think. And also play with the rums. The rum is going to give you a completely different flavor, especially in this one, the newer one, where rum is right at the front. So, I think with this one, all I did was confuse everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.